one of these days, I'm gonna cut all this hair, and then these videos are gonna look really different from how I look in real life. But right now in real life, this is what I look like, and this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Early Dakota Scavenger Hunt. This is posted on Google Classroom, and right off the bat, I have a link that we can see that brings us to the online textbook over here where my mouse is highlighting. It will bring you to the online textbook. When you open up this, you'll go to the text. We can see it kind of hiding out right here, and that will help us out to find some of these answers. Our goal on this document is to explain how the Dakota lived and how the Dakota learned skills, as well as to understand some of those important traits of Dakota culture and society. We're going to do that by examining how the Dakota passed traditions and the style in which they did so. At the top, we've got some vocabulary. You'll see that this is just defining some terms. We even already know this one. This is from chapter 2. That's why I highlighted it. When you open up into the textbook, you'll find that this is in the online textbook, page 2.08. So that's chapter 2, the 8th page of the chapter in the online textbook. If you are trying to do this document using a physical textbook, the page numbers are wonkily woobly. They will not line up. You'll see that I've put down the online textbook location for many of these questions. That will help you to narrow it down. So we're not spending all of our time skimming around the chapters. This is the only one that's in chapter 2. All the others are in chapter 3, and you'll see that as we go through. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be defining these terms, the terms that are important, these traits and terms to the Dakota society, and we can see once again where those are located. As we go on through, we will find the description of what our Minnesota Makoche means and how the term Minnesota came from the Dakota language. The name of our state is a word that is appropriated and borrowed and taken from the Dakota language, and we'll find out what Minnesota here, this is how we'd spell it in Dakota, Minnesota Makoche, finding out what Makoche means. Talking about some of the house, we'll see that still in the introduction. These big bolded headers, that tell you what section of the book to be looking at. And then I'm also telling you on the online textbook what pages those are. After you read about the bear family, you'll tell me what happened to the bear. And then you're going to read about the badger and the bear, and it will teach you a very specific trait and value for the Dakota culture, which they would like to teach to their children. Ohanwas, what is that in English? How does it connect to food giving? What is this term? It's one of those traits. Once again, we have a new bold header, and this tells us that we're going to our new section, our online textbook. This is where we find it. This is a history textbook. However, this sidebar is not in history. This is talking about some of the items that are used in the past as well as today. When you get here, to get to this section, these 4 items, you're going to see that you'll have to scroll up on the online textbook page. We're going to check out the ghost wife, and we're going to hear a new story from the ghost wife and another value, one of those traits, something that's important for the Dakota culture. 2 ways that families follow this value. Another sidebar, here's your textbook page. In Dakota society, history is a circle. What is meant by that? Describe what it means by history as a circle. And this is not central to just Dakota society. This is often seen, there's a very common statement that says, history doesn't repeat itself, but it sure may rhyme. What's meant by history as a circle? As we're going through then, you've got 7 council fires of the Dakota. Once again, online textbook tells us where it is. And I would like to know the states and another country where we have official Dakota communities and reservations. Dakota are living in many locations, and there are official and unofficial locations. Some people are still living in reservations or official communities, and we're going for the 5 of them where they are. As we go through here, talking about the 7 council fires, what council fire would you believe that you would belong to? And then telling me why. So you're going to be reflecting on which one you align with most. And then I'm looking for 3 of the vocab words. And the vocab words are from way up here. What 3 of these would you use to describe and elaborate how Dakota society is different from our current society today? And that's your walkthrough on this chapter 3 scavenger hunt. Remember, the book link is here. The password is located in your classroom materials section. And I know you will kick butt working on this document. Reach out if you have any sorts of questions.